What's happening, people? Thank you muchly for tuning in. It's Beer Monster O'Clock. And I've got another Lithuanian beer to review for you today. And the last two I wasn't too keen on, so hopefully this one's a bit better. Been a bit hit and miss so far. Some of the ones I've had previously, like further in the past, have been alright. It's going to be quite hard pronunciation, this one. Let's go for Kalnapilis Grand Select, something like that. Here's a little look at the can. Yes, as I say, Lithuanian lager. It's 5.4% ABV, so it's got a decent strength to it, isn't it? Definitely. And one thing I like about the Lithuanian beers, there seems to be a common theme with them. They all seem to come in pint cans, so I'm loving that. I wish that that was just an everyday thing. Just put it in a pint can. People like a pint of beer, didn't they? Perhaps they should do pint cans and half pint cans and just leave it at that. I can't tell you much about it. The whole can's in foreign, apart from the name of the beer, pretty much. But I picked it up from like one of those sort of Euro shops, and I think it was £1.89. That's not too bad, is it, for a pint can, as long as the beer's alright. I'm expecting it just to be sort of like a macro European lager sort of thing. I don't know though. I've not got a clue. It's the first time I've ever seen it in my life. Just ain't reviewed it, so I thought I'd give it a go. Yeah, it's got a nice head. Quite a promising start for this one. Got a nice colour about it as well, isn't it? More of an amber sort of coloured lager, this one. Nice white head. Quite compact bubbles. Doesn't look too bad. Decent levels of carbonation. Quite reasonably small bubbles as well in the carbonation there, you can see. Right, let's get the nose in there and check out the aroma of this Grand Select Lithuanian lager. I won't try and pronounce that first bit again. I think that's the name of the brewery anyway. Right. It's got a slight sweet, grainy, malty sort of smell about it. Don't smell too bad. It's not got much aroma. It smells like your typical sort of Euro lager, really. Nothing more, nothing less. Perhaps a tiny bit of lemon. Definitely more malty than hoppy though on the aroma. But it is that sort of grainy type malt. Quite cheap smelling. But will it taste alright? Let's give it a try. We'll go get a bit more in there. I will say though, the head really is holding really well. Like, it's just got a nice look about it. But does it taste nice? It's alright looking pretty, isn't it? But if it don't taste good, what's the point in that? Well, let's chuck it down the neck. Cheers, everybody. Bosh. It's alright. It's very, very meh. It's not really doing a lot, to be honest with you. Considering it's 5.4%, doesn't really have a lot about it, unfortunately. It really don't. It's quite one-dimensional. There's a few flavours which I can't quite make out yet, but there's no standout feature of this beer, apart from the look of it. I think it's got a fantastic look to it, and it's got quite a decent body for a lager. I'd say more medium-bodied. Quite fairly smooth and that. So on looks and mouthfeel, it's fine, but the taste is a bit lacking. Let's go again. It's got a sweetness to it, which I'm not keen on. I think that's my problem. I'm not sure if it's like a malty sweetness, because it's definitely very grainy. Things like grainy malts. I'm not sure if it's that or whether they've added some like glucose syrup or something like that to the beer. But there is something giving it a sweetness. It may not be syrup, but it tastes like it possibly might be. I'm not sure, because there's something quite clean tasting about it. It's just that sweetness is just not for me. Although there are people that like that, sweetness in their lagers. I find Budvar nice, but a little bit sweet. And this is like that, it's just got that sweetness, and there's not really anything on the back end to balance out that sweetness. There's no real bitterness or it just lacks in hops for me. Like, the malts are okay, but not a lot else really happens. There's, let's say, little bits and pieces really hard to pick out, but that maltness needs a bit of bitterness to balance it out. I don't know if this is a Pilsner or what, but the name of the beer, like Kalnapilis, making me think it would be a Pils, but it doesn't taste like one, although there are elements. Like, it's the slightly floral. Yeah, floral. This is gentle, but it is noticeable. The main standout thing really is just that sweet maltiness, and it's just not really my cup of tea. I've had a lot worse beers in my time. It's definitely not terrible. It's just a little bit bland, maybe. It lacks depth. There's nothing, it's got no balls about it. It needs a stronger finish. And where you're not getting no bitterness on the end or anything, it's just giving me that overall kind of wet cardboard vibe that you get sometimes from these Euro lagers. Just reminding me of wet cardboard. It really needs bitterness. I mean, you got lacing on the glass and all that. I think on a hot day, this will do fine. Chill it to the bone. I think it would definitely benefit from that. Colder the better. It's one of them sort of ones. It's not dreadful. It stands up against our rubbish lagers, I suppose. But unfortunately, it's not the sort of thing I'd buy again. I'm glad I tried it. If I was in Lithuania and this is the only thing they had on tap, I'd quite happily drink it, sort of thing. But I wouldn't be going, oh yeah, this beer is amazing. I'd just be going, it's beer, it's wet, I'm on the beach, it'll do, sort of thing. You know what I mean? It's just one of them ones, sort of very average Euro lager, I suppose. What sort of score would I give it? Really lacking in hops though. Slight dryness on the end. That's about it for me. It's just that wet cardboard thing. I go for a 6 out of 10. It's okay at best for me. It's just not my thing. Just the sweetness. I can't go higher than a 6. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Smash the like button if you enjoyed the video, and consider subscribing to the channel. Till the next one. Bye bye, darlings.